Welcome everyone to round 9 of the iRacing.com V8 Supercar official online series, proudly presented by V8's online superstore, Direct Clutch Services, and our friends at V8 Supercars fan group. Jay Kennedy in the host chair for tonight from Road Atlanta, and joining me tonight, joined by probably two of the best commentators around, Stephen Sandman Clark and Leo Gray. G'day guys.
G'day Jay, g'day Leo.
Evening Jay, Steve, how are you all doing?
Very good, mate. It's good to be here. Good to have you both in the box with me tonight.
Good to have you back, mate. We missed you last week. You weren't firing on all four cylinders, so it's good to have you back in the commentary box.
I wasn't too good last week. I had computer issues and I was feeling pretty crook, so had it all coming. Just a shocker last week, so we'll regroup and go again tonight. But yeah, looking forward to tonight's one. It should be a good race. Road Atlanta always turns it on for a great one.
Yeah, not wrong. And the times are pretty much saying that too. Everyone enjoys this place. It's a really good racetrack. Plenty of different turns and undulations. And tell you what, there's been a cracker lap put out by Madison Down already for the current pole position at the moment.
We might actually talk to him because he will be joining us for our hot lap tonight. G'day, Mad.
G'day guys, g'day Jay. It's yeah, Sandman said, got a really good lap out in quality this week, so hopefully I can show you guys a decent lap around the track tonight.
Decent lap, it'd still probably put you in pole away going this week, mate. 4/10 in front of everyone else.
Yeah, a little bit unexpected actually. I've been a little bit off the pace all this season, so to have 4/10 on the field this week, it's pretty satisfying. I think we might have turned a corner and found a little bit more in setup, so I'm hoping that's the case anyway, and hopefully we keep the momentum to the end. But I've got to convert a race win tonight, so qualifying's only half the job.
And if anything's daunting for the rest of the guys in the field, TTR's on somewhat of a streak the last couple of weeks. The last two rounds, you guys have locked out all podium positions, so it's been pretty good. Last couple of weeks, so pretty much a good season.
Ah, yeah, for sure. It's been a pretty good season for us, and last season was bloody awesome as well. We got a lot of 1-2 finishes there, and to have 1-2 3s this season, it's just unreal. Couldn't be happier for all the guys in the team. We've obviously put a lot of work and hours in to make the cars as fast as they are, and it's nice to be getting the results.
We've got a guy up there at the front this week that's not going to make it easy for you. Lee Day, he's doing a really good job this week.
Yeah, sure is. He's one of ANZ's up-and-coming stars, I suppose, and he's been knocking on the door of a lot of podiums. I think he's even got a few, so he's certainly showing some pace this week. I mean, up there on the front row at the moment. I know Muggo's going to want to have something to say about that in this last qualifying session, but it'll be really interesting to see how he goes in the race. I haven't really raced too closely with him in the past, so yeah, looking forward to that.
What about this track, mate? Do you love this place?
I love it. It's one of my favourite tracks in iRacing. One of the best tracks we visit. You can really flow the car here, hit the curbs really hard. You just need the car to flow, basically, and I love tracks like that. It's just awesome fun.
An awesome place.
We're ready for the lap, mate.
Awesome place for a spectator too, Matt. So I think we're going to jump on board with you and take us around, why don't you?
Yep. Really hard to get the power down there. This is a tough last corner to start the lap. Use every single bit of road there. Did a trail brake into turn 1, brake as steep as you dare, go down to 3rd gear, trail brake into the apex, engage 4th on the exit. Careful on the throttle not to just light the rears up. This is hard, it's blind hill. Absolutely no idea where you're going on approach there. Use a bit of curb on the exit, be careful on the throttle, the car just wants to jump sideways on you. Use a fair bit of curb coming down through the hill. Again here, use plenty of curb. Far too much there, but anyway, use all the exit road. Really hard to get the power down there as well. This corner reduces understeer, brake, trail brake to the apex, keep the weight on the nose. Keeps the car turned. This is probably one of the most important on the track. Got a late apex it and straighten the exit out, get limited wheel spin. Good exit, this is a really long straight. The cars get up to around about 270 kilometers an hour before you stand on the brake pedal down here. One of the best passing places on the circuit, without a doubt. Into this final chicane, really downhill braking zones, quite easy to pinch a tyre. Down to 2nd gear, turn in early, 3rd gear on exit to avoid wheel spin. The road again falls away here. This track's got heaps of character. It's really hard to go over that hill flat. Plenty of curb at the last corner, use all the road. Across the line, not a bad lap. Fair bit off my quality lap though, so there's a lap at Road Atlanta.
You said before you were going to punch out a world record live on the broadcast, and you lied.
Yeah, I know. Definitely did. That all went pear-shaped by the time I hit that curb too hard. I lost, I think it's 4/10 I lost just in that mistake. So I'm sorry to all the viewers. I did promise that to the broadcast crew.
So that lap would have put you inside the top 10 about 8. So that's a pretty awesome lap.
Yes, not. Well, I actually thought I was going to spin halfway through that lap. I did tell you guys I was going to push. I did, and actually nearly fenced it there. So that was that was really close halfway through the lap. Tried not to panic or swear on the broadcast. I think I didn't swear, so that's all right.
All good, mate. All good. Now it helps when you got a bit of a, well, like you said, you enjoy this racetrack. Have you got a favourite part of the section? Because I know we say it a lot of times through the broadcast that racetracks have a little bit of everything, but this place really does. Is there a section that you like the most?
Track's got a lot of character in a lot of places. As you said, there's plenty of elevation. There's no other track like it. But if I had to pick one section, it's actually the place that I nearly crashed just then. Through that uphill left, got that big S-bend coming down through the hill where you're hitting the curbs quite hard. It's 4th gear, going really, really quick. You grab a lot of curb as you turn the car in, and the car just bounces around the road, and it feels really committed when you do it, and it's just cool having the car grip up on you, and you've got all that exit curb you can use, and you feel the car cranking sideways across the bumps and gaining and losing grip. I really love that corner, and it's one of the real hard ones to get right on the track.
With just how much variety you get into the lap, Mads, is it a difficult place to set the car up for, having that long straight as well as the chicane and tight corners?
Yeah, it really is. You've got to, because of that back straight, you really have to maximise your straight line speed so you don't get passed in the races, or give yourself an opportunity to actually go on the offence as well. You need a strong car there, but that kind of compromises the cornering a little bit. If you're setting the car up purely for straight line speed, in the corners, you'll see some guys have a car a little bit better than others, but then they might lose that in their straight line speed. So, as you could see in the lap, the curbs are massive. They're huge curbs, but you've got to be able to drive all over them. So you're going to see certain guys that'll be more confident over curbs, and they've probably set their cars up to take it, whereas other guys may have actually set their car up to avoid it, which will give them, better grip if they don't hit the curbs. But then they just, they don't have that feature, I suppose, where they can just drive clean across them and not have to worry about them. So I know we've certainly set our car up this week to drive clean over the top of curbs. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Lee Day, for example, has got his car set up.
Now, is this the return of Madison Down with this resurgence to the front of the field this week?
Oh, I really hope so. We had a lot of success at the start of the season, but it's been a bit, I don't know, it's been a bit of a dry patch in the middle part of the season. So I will see what happens, and hopefully in the final few rounds we can start taking it a bit more to Muggo. I know we work as a team, but in the end, it's me and him at the moment going for the title. So, yeah, it's going to be on.
It's never fun to get beat on race day, but at least if the win's going somewhere, at least it's good to go to the teammate.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, none of us like losing. That's the fact of the matter. But when it's your teammate, it's that's the next best thing if it's your teammate winning the race. So yeah, I can't complain too much. Muggo's put in a lot of work over the past few seasons, and it's great to see him getting the results he deserves. He's, as I said, he's put a lot of time in. He's actually, we've worked together a fair bit, and he's helped me a lot this season with setup. So it's great to see him getting the results and leading the championship. And I think he's in a pretty good position to win it. Personally, he's got a pretty good lead there, but I'll be doing everything I can to stop him. So yeah, good luck to him, and hopefully we don't crash into each other throughout the rest of the season. We've done well so far not to, so hopefully it's good to watch.
Well, good luck tonight, mate. We'll no doubt talk to you after the race, and have a good one.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'll talk to you after.
See you, mate.
All the best, Mads.
The championship, as it stands right now, is rather close. Of course, we're coming into drop week, so the championship composure will change very, very quickly. But it's loading it up now on my screen. Sending it to Seb before, and I forgot to keep it on my own screen. That was clever of me.
Tell you what, it's interesting though when you talk about the points. a lot of unknowns. You said drop rounds coming up to it to adjust the points, but some interesting names there, like Lee Day sitting in second place at the moment. So, and still reasonably close. I know there's still a few points there up for grabs. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, some really different names we're seeing up the pointy end. As you said, Lee Day, Dean O'Brien up in the top 10 as well. Wayne C. Burke also in the top 10. Marlon McMullen in the top 10 again this season. But it's a good mix of guys, and I think we'll really see it tighten up towards the pointy end in the next couple of weeks. But Muggo, massive lead coming into this week, 200 odd points.
Yeah, it's quite handy to have in your back pocket, isn't it? Like I said, drop weeks are going to happen, and that will change it a little bit. So not quite sure how that'll shape out, but always interesting when you take into consideration the drop rounds. But having that margin, up your sleeve is quite handy, and no doubt he'll be getting a little bit nervous coming towards the end of the season on target for his first V8 championship.
At the same time, though, when you're in that position, all you need to do is just keep doing the same thing you've been doing week in, week out. And it's up to the others to try and come up with something to make up the difference. That's where it gets hard, isn't it?
Exactly right. And that's exactly what Madison was touching on. Even though they're in the same team, they're both out to beat each other, and even Madison's having a hard time, trying to knock him off his perch. So it's really good to see how it's all playing out.
We briefly talked about qualifying before. Madison Down, as you said, 0.4 of a second lead over second place. Lead A in second, which he'll be very, very happy about, even if he doesn't keep that second. Great time if you take away Madison's time this week, which, as I did briefly mention, that is a new world record time. But interesting in regards to that, Madison talking to us before we went on air, the cars down the straight are about 15k slower than last season, but he still managed to pull out a world record time. That's an amazing lap.
And the interesting bit too, there was a bit of criticism the last couple of weeks about some people complaining that the new tyre model brought out for the V8 Supercar was probably worse for the car and was slower, but Madison's actually proven now that the car is faster regardless of the straight line speed. The way the grip is and the way the car handles, they actually have made impressive changes to this car, and it has improved.
The rest of the 10, Lee Ellis, Matthew Hill, Michael Fabian, Sean Kelly, James McKnight, Dean O'Brien and Richard Hampstead. But we'll see a couple of other guys out on track tonight. I believe Mitchell McLeod's going to have a bit of a drive, and Brad Ryan will be out there as well. So a few guys that don't commit fully to the championship go out for a bit of a putt tonight, which I think sort of shows, as we were saying about Road Atlanta being a great track. Guys love to drive this track.
Yes, and it's good to see Brad actually put in a qualifying time. He usually likes to start from the back of the field, but nevertheless, I think there's a lot of excitement too in the V8s because obviously, we're getting a little bit step closer every week to the release of Bathurst. So I think a lot of these guys are just, making sure they keep their eye in because no doubt once that track gets released, it'll be pretty hard up to get some track time on that. Every server will be full with that racetrack, no doubt about that.
Well, yeah. 10 days to go, Sam, man. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
We'll be there. Make sure if you are going to the mountain, send us a message on Facebook and we'll do our best to try and catch up with everyone, all of our viewers and everyone that has anything to do with V8s Online or has ever watched a broadcast. We'll try and catch up and say hello as much as we can over the course of the weekend.
And of course, like Jay said, send us a message, or if you do see us at the track and recognise our ugly mugs, make sure you say good day because it's always good to meet fellow iRacers and people who tune into the broadcast each and every week. We appreciate all your support, and no doubt we're really excited about the release for iRacing, but no doubt we're really excited for the big one, the Bathurst 1000.
Have fun up there, boys. Can't wait till we get it on the service. Looking forward to seeing the first of those races run.
That won't take long. I reckon probably within 10 minutes of the track going live, there'll be a server up with a race on.
Oh, not wrong. Looking forward to it. Can't wait.
And of course, if you haven't seen any of there's been a small amount of vision being released across the top of the mountain. I believe Nick Percat was having a steer across the top of the mountain. So if you head to our V8's online page, you'll be able to see just a short video clip of him steering across. And I tell you what, it looks fantastic. And the track wasn't even finished then. So yeah, really can't wait.
Go and have a look before it does get taken back off the internet again because it's already been taken down a couple of times. So
yeah, make it quick.
We're just waiting for pictures to come through of this qualifying session, but before we talk about that, while we're still talking about Bathurst, if you are going to the Bathurst 1000, of course, message us, but also check out our home for the weekend, which will be at Dan Murphy's. We'll have a couple of simulators set up there and video cameras and all sorts of vision and fun things going on. If you want to try some Thrustmaster products, Tim Instruments, dashes and things like that, check it out down there. We might even have some prizes up for grabs. For our fastest lap, we'll have our own iRacing Stig competition, so Sandman, you're not allowed to win.
Not much chance of that.
Madison's not allowed to win. I believe we're looking at Josh Muggleton at the moment. Currently P3. The checkpoint time we're looking for in the first sector, we're looking for around about 35 seconds, I believe.
Car looks good so far. He's definitely got his work cut out for him in this session, as do the rest of the field. Look, he touched on Madison's got 4/10 up his sleeve, and that's not something that we're used to in the series. It's normally a little bit closer than that up the top, but the lap that Madison's punched out, I think it'd be pretty hard to beat in this session. The guys have only got 20 minutes to make it happen, and that sort of we're already 3.5 minutes into the session, so it's a big gain to find 4/10. Oh, very close there as Muggo tried to get a bit of the draft.
Muggo also battling this week is something that a little bit takes a bit of getting used to, using a new wheel, a new pedal combo, so something that's a bit different. It'd be like driving a new car, going from, as the guys used to complain about with the old car, going from a Ford to a Holden. It's completely different, even though it's the same car. So it's got a few things to get used to this week. Oh. Crosses the line for a 21.5, so about 1.5 tenths away from his PB for the week.
Have a look at Richard Hampstead at the moment.
Best for the week, 21.8, a little bit off the pace from the pole time, but when you take away Madison's time, he's only 4 tenths away from the rest of the field.
Oh, very quick into that the first part of the S's, running down the hill now.
Such a tricky part. Sorry, mate.
This left-hander is where Madison Down got a bit of the curb there. Note that Hampstead seems to be using a lot of those curbs as well.
It's a tricky section to get right too, when you know it's all good and proper to hit your marks and your braking markers, but to go through there fast as well at the same time. Now the boys have their work cut up for them, but it's really good to see one of these cars on a hot lap when they tackle up through that section. It's fantastic.
Nothing better than a big V8 bouncing off the curbs like they do so well.
Oh, you're not wrong. So Hammer's fastest time for the week, he's punched out a 1:21.804. So he's only a couple of turns away from finishing this lap.
That would have had him 10th on the grid, so no doubt we'll be looking to move up if you can.
22 flat.
Yep. So the man on screen, Sean Kelly, just has a bit of a moment there, and that'll be the end of that lap.
Muggo's just starting another flying lap. Have a look at the man that we've been heckling all night, Mitchell McLeod.
It's good to see him back.
Been a long time. I think round 4 last season, so it's been 16 weeks since he's been out in the car. And
Taking the short course there.
yeah, we haven't raced that one for a long time, Mitch.
Yeah, maybe he didn't get the memo.
Has been a long time since he raced, so maybe.
Yeah, could be the story there. Our current
Lee Day.
second place qualifier, Lee Day, coming around to begin a lap. Takes a bit of grass on the exit there. Difficult
Wonder if he's
run
borrowed
onto the
Justin's
straight.
car. He's looked really quick. The last week he looked really good too. So maybe Justin's doing a bit of extra coaching while he's sitting out with his broken hand.
It's actually, I was going to touch on that a little bit, or as your thoughts. He's doing a really good job flying the banner for V8 Supercar Fan Group, isn't he? Really stepping up to the mark. Of course, we touched on last week that Ruggie is going to be out for the rest of the season, so he's doing a really good job, and he's really taken it to the Tats.com boys. Just see the man on screen, Sean Kelly, having a real hot go.
Track really takes a lot of commitment. Like, you really have to push it 100% to get everything out of this lap and this track. So he's really working it.
So he's done a good first sector for this time. And if you
Sorry,
can
guys,
sniff a bit of draft.
Madison Down's just punched out a new world record time.
He has
1:21.004.
Wow. His fastest time coming in was a 21.011. Now he's gone a 0.04. So he didn't shave much off it, but he definitely did it. Impressive times.
How do you keep doing? How come he couldn't do that in the hot lap? He goes, "Nah, I'm not gonna worry about doing qualifying because I'm not gonna beat my lap. It was just a fluke." Here he goes and punches out a new world record.
He'll be thinking that. What's the bet? He'll be thinking that driving around, going, "Why didn't I do that just before?"
He will be thinking Scott Uren.
On screen at the moment, Scott Uren, beginning a hot lap. A lot of curb there at turn 1.
Now, Scott's doing a really good job this season. I know he hasn't been able to commit full time for the season, but doing it solo, he's doing a fantastic job. And I'm pretty sure next season we'll see him with some different colours on the side of that car. I'm not sure which team he'll go to, but I'm 100% sure he'll be with some team next year. Or next season, I should say. Good there, Lee Day. No, takes a short course.
Yeah, I think these guys finding if they don't get a good run through those S's, it's just better just to quickly abort and have another go at it.
Speaking of a good run through the S's, let's see how Madison Down does it.
Can he do a 20?
Wouldn't that be something to see?
I remember a few seasons ago, back a long time ago, that we were lucky to see 22s for laps here, and now we're doing low 21s out of the lap.
Oh, I see that rear just touched the grass, and well, I had a big moment there. 21.447.
Same lap time, isn't it?
Oh,
Close enough.
4 1,000ths of a second or something like that.
Yep. Now, a bit of a TTR train down the back straight. Matthew Hill getting a bit of a draft from Richard Hampstead.
Yeah, it's actually a good idea if these guys can pull it off, because the tow down that straight, it's a long straightaway, so if you can get a tow there and make the most of it, it can really be a big benefit in the times.
Guys also say, though, when you're following a car in front very, very close, you do lose a bit of front end grip, so Kelly will want to make sure that he doesn't lose too much grip following closely behind Hampstead there. Good lap from Hilly. And a PB from Hampstead. So both guys doing PBs. Good laps.
Yeah, well, that one from Hampstead, that'll be Hampstead from 10th up into 7th spot, so that's good.
Cohen may might get the apex into turn 1, I don't think. Oh! Wow, I think that'll end his lap. I'm sure he won't continue. Pulls off.
Yeah, that was, yeah, him and Hilly.
Too close, yeah. A lot of traffic out there. I didn't think there were so many cars on the track, but obviously there's enough.
It's a pretty quick lap time as well, when you think about it. So 15 cars, it's not a lot of road, not a lot of real estate to get into.
Sean Kelly. Not 100% sure. I don't believe he's put down a qualifying time yet this week. Okay, 21.7, sorry. I'll just
Currently
get
got
back
him
in my box.
P7.
First checkpoint. Really good drive out here. Oh, too much wheel spin. How straight away the car just went sideways. It's not going to be quick. Hill again. Oh, sideways.
Carrying on with the lap though.
It's probably the one corner that you can do that. No, I think that's the end of it there. Probably the one corner you can do that. As long as you get good drive out, it doesn't really matter too much. He's still going. Just got to see what he can do with this draft.
Yeah, he must think that there's some time left on the table if he's carrying on with it.
Probably the fastest first sector we've seen.
Don't know if he's quite close enough there to benefit from the draft there from Hannah, but he's still having a red hot go.
Looking at his speed, 277 top speed down the straight, the same as the lap before, so must have been close enough as Hampstead takes evasive action to get out of the way.
So he's already improved in this session. Can he go quicker again? No, not this time. So, I mean, as much as we touched on that Madison's done a 21.0, to get P2 you only need to do a 21.4. So Hilly's already done a 21.5, so only talking about a tenth or so, and that's yeah, quite a handy position to have.
But on that, we have got two guys sitting on a 21.4, and one of them is Josh Muggleton, and he's still in P3. They're going to have to do a little bit better than that.
So we've just gone past the 15-minute mark of this 20-minute qualifying session. And a lot of these guys now are on their out lap.
We see it all the time, Sam, man, but will Muggo pull out something special on that last lap?
Don't put it past him.
Oh, he probably will.
Man on screen, Sean Kelly, punched out a 36.1 for the first sector.
Looks good. Needs to get good drive here.
Ooh.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Bit of traffic up ahead, he might try and sneak a draft off some of those cars.
They're slowing down to leave through. Oh, that gets scary seeing how close they get in it.
So Kelly's time, he's already punched out a 21.736 for qualifying. Oh, he's got a lot of curb. Round he goes. Into the fence.
And that's unlucky because he may have actually improved his time. And Hilly's off in the background as well at the same spot.
Just a sympathy spin, that one.
Yeah, maybe. 3.5 minutes to go. After Hilly's spin, Hampstead's continued on ahead. No train this time, so there he goes here. 21.650.
He's obviously enjoying the car because he's already found 1.5 to 2 tenths off his previous time, so he's gone fastest in this session. Sorry, faster than his overall time so far for the week, I should say.
He got good pace down the straight here. He must have got a really good exit. That looks really good from Hammer.
Yeah, his times are telling us that he's on target for a decent one. Oh no!
Cut the track at the chicane there.
Oh, he's got enough time to get back out there and have one more last crack at it. Because we've got 2 minutes. We're coming up to 2 minutes to go in this session.
Got your ends just punched out 22.1. Really sure that's his PB for the week.
Yeah.
Equivalent time. Yeah, 1:46. That's what he's done in this session. 1:46. So that will be a PB for him.
We keep looking back to Madison Down, but we're looking for that fairy tale, aren't we? Where he gets into the 20s. It's just incredible to see that the times that he's been punching out. He's really having a red hot go.
Sean Kelly just blew it up, changing down gears into turn 1.
So much curb Madison grabs there.
Awesome to watch, isn't it?
Yeah. He's a freak.
Yeah, that's the annoying bit. He makes it look easy.
Oh. And then he's so modest about it too. That probably makes it worse. We're going to have to teach him at Bathurst, Sam. We'll have to get him an ego happening.
But then he'll just show us where he's got those championships under his belt, and then he'll just have to go cry in the corner.
Yeah.
Because I think he's got 1 or 2 championships under his belt.
This year.
Yeah.
Locked up.
It's moving around under brakes.
Didn't cut that corner enough. I don't think this will be good enough to improve. No, he's going to practice at an entry. The checkered flag's about to come out. We better check on Muggo. Into the final chicane. I reckon he's on for a 3 here, I think. Oh.
Can he sniff a bit of that draft? I think he's too far back.
Definitely wants to start on the front row, but it's tough.
He's having a go. Look at that thing slide around across the line. 21.6, not good enough, but it was great to watch.
I think Richard Hampstead, Scott Uren will be the last 2 guys that punch out a competitive lap time here.
How much fun is it watching those boys hanging it out on that last turn coming to the start-finish line? So can Hammer climb up the order a bit? He's already improved his time, 21.650. Let's see what he's got as he comes to the start-finish line. 6.06. Yes. So he goes a little bit quicker.
But Uren almost improves. That's the end of the session. Going through the results, Madison Down will take pole, another world record. Superstar freak he is. Muggleton in second position. Matthew Hill improved his time, as did Richard Hampstead. Lee Day a little bit off his pace from where we would have expected to see him with those qualifying times he's had earlier in the week. But Scott Uren, Mitchell McLeod also improving. Marlon McMullen, Cowan May, Bo Cattell, Dave Oliver, Tim Fultz, Michael Middleton, then Sean Kelly and Wayne C. Burke did not post a lap time. That was a good session, boys.
Yeah, a little bit daunting for the rest of the field when old mate's got 4/10 up his sleeve. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this all unfolds.
Especially when he says, I've got no more left in it, and goes and punches out another world record.
Yeah. Just shows how exciting a lap around here is, though. Even just seeing the guys by themselves was plenty of candy for the eyes. Can't wait to see what we'll be like with a full grid.
Yeah, full grid here, always a good race. Now, I don't think we've mentioned it yet, Sam, but before we go to our break, I think, do you remember what happened here last season we had this race?
I don't think Madison Down wants to know about it.
Or Justin. Justin and Madison had a massive incident, cleaned each other up into turn 2. Muggleton was leading the race, then he blew his car up. Oh, no, sorry, hit the wall on pit entry, which left Richard Hampstead a win and Mitchell McLeod a second place.
Certainly an interesting race, that one, wasn't it? All the bookies would have got that wrong for sure.
Will be great race in about 7 minutes' time. You're watching V8s Online's live coverage of the iRacing.com V8 Supercar official online series presented by V8s Online Superstore, Direct Clutch Services and V8 Supercars Fan Group. We'll be back shortly.
This is the
Welcome back to V8's Online's live coverage of the iRacing.com V8 Supercar official online series, proudly presented by V8's Online Superstore, Direct Clutch Services, and our friends at V8 Supercars Fan Group. Jay Kennedy in the host chair for round 9 from Road Atlanta. And I'm very excited about this, but not as excited as our good friend Stephen Sandman Clark. G'day, Sandman.
G'day, Jay. Yeah, really looking forward to it. Round 9 of the championship. How quick those 9 weeks have gone. So, a cracker race, though.
Yeah, cannot wait. Also, Leo Gray joining us tonight as well. G'day, Leo.
G'day, Jay. Really excited for tonight's race. Road Atlanta's an awesome place as a driver, but even better as a spectator. Bring it on. Yeah,
cannot wait for this one. It's always action-packed at Road Atlanta, so we should have a fantastic race. 32 laps, so Sandman's favourite element tonight, pit stops. Pit window opening about lap 7, lap 6 if you're game, right out to lap 26. So unfortunately, we're one man down tonight, so Reese Gardner, other commitments tonight, so Reese will... We're missing you, mate. It's a bit weird without you in the box talking.
It is very quiet. He usually rolls in with all the juicy goss, gets all excited, and can't wait for the broadcast to start. And yeah, it's a little bit of a downer, but never mind. Hopefully, we'll be back fighting fit next week.
We'll have to make it up ourselves.
I'm good at that.
I'm good at that. Wing it for ages, so I should be right. The race preview on screen at the moment. As we said, 32 laps, 4.1 k's in length. So looking about a 50-minute race tonight. As I said, pit window opening about lap 7, 6 if you're really game. So we could see some guys in very early. Some guys talking about changing 1 or 2 tyres as well in the pit stop. Highly unlikely that we'll see a 4-tyre stop during the pit stops though. 4,200 for the strength of field. So decent points hauls for the guys out there tonight. Probably one thing that's stepping into Muggleton's favour for winning a championship here is the fact that Justin Ruggie is not able to race. It's dropped the actual championship points that we get out of a race. So things are looking good for Muggo to win this championship.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We touched on a little bit that he's got a bit of a points margin up his sleeve at the moment, and that course will carry over to where we start thinking about drop rounds. But yeah, like you said, when you've got a couple of the big guns that miss the races, that does affect the points that they can gain. And yeah, it certainly is working to his favour.
Still plenty to race for though, and the fight for second certainly isn't over. There's a couple of guys that are in the hunt for that one, so no doubt there's going to be plenty to follow.
Love to look at the starting grid for this race. Madison Down, as we said, he's in a league of his own tonight. Almost a half-second lead over second place lead A. He'll be very, very happy with that, a second position, only to be beaten by the world record. You're not going to complain about that. Josh Muggleton in 3rd, Lee Ellis in 4th, Matthew Hill in 5th, Richard Hampstead in 6th position, Michael Fabian in 7th, Sean Kelly 8th, Dean O'Brien in 9th, Brad Ryan, good to see him out there in 10th position. He's actually qualified this week. That's good to see.
Yeah, nice change.
Wayne Burke in 11th, Tony Autridge in 12th, Troy Cox in 13th position, Scott Uren in 14th, Sam Collins in 15th, Mitchell McLeod unbelievably actually doing a race for a change, 16th position, Marlon McMullen in 17th, Tobias Cerny in 18th, Boat Cattell 19th position, Richard Hunter in 20th, Richard Elwood and Marty Atkins round out the 22 drivers we'll have for tonight. So it should be a really good race. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it's quite ominous for the rest of the field, but I think as long as Madison Down remembers to put it in gear, I think he'll be pretty right tonight.
Definitely in a league of his own this week, so I think you're right. I think the only thing that's going to stop him tonight will be a mistake. So, but strange things can happen.
Yeah, and of course Madison Down's got the most world famous internet connection. So, yeah, we won't put the Mozzer on him just yet, but you never know.
World famous starting technique as well. A couple of milestone races or milestones in the race tonight. Richard Hunter starting his 25th broadcast race start. So congratulations to Richard for number 25. Brad Ryan start number 49, so one away from the 50 now. They would be scary starting back at the back of the field in this race. Down that hill, you're just going to launch off the line and then have nowhere to go.
Yeah, and then of course they've got the bend to contend with too as you're trying to get the power down when you're back there and getting through that turn. But never mind, they'll all have a red hot go going into turn 1. Hopefully it's a nice clean opening lap.
I don't think we've had a clean opening lap at Atlanta for the 7 or 8 times we've been here in the past, so things could be different tonight, but
not the easiest of first turns. Very easy to run wide on exits, so you'll have some people wanting to be careful at the start and a couple trying to make ground, so we'll see what happens.
So we go through the rise here at Atlanta. 32 laps in front of these guys. And it's underway for the start now.
Brad Ryan control at the start. Brad
Great
Ryan
jump
will more
by
than likely
Muggleton
have a
as
black
well.
flag. Sorry, Leo.
Sorry about that. Good jump by Muggleton as well. He's going to hold on a second by the looks of it.
Yeah, great start there. So it's a touch 1-2 going into turn 1. Fairly clean for the rest of the field. Looks like everyone's getting through the S's so far, so good.
A good bit of driving from all the guys there to make sure they've all gone into line. A little bit of a mistake there from Hilly. Down into the S's.
Like we've made it through the first couple of turns without incident. Now we've got this long back straight coming up.
Michael Fabian up inside Brad Ryan. Side by side coming onto the main straight.
Nice move, guys. Looking to capitalise behind that. Contact.
They did a pretty good job actually surviving all that. You can see just getting a little bit squirrely. Now it's a drag race there for Fabian and Ryan. And Ryan, if he can keep that position, he'll have a nice, he'll have actually the car in the right position for the next turn.
Really good. Dino Ryan down the straight. He's losing position left, right, and centre. Oh, nose to tail here between Sean Kelly and Michael Fabian.
So lap 1 and 32, it's Madison Down over Josh Muggleton, Lee Day, Lee Ellis and Matty Hill. That's your top 5. Decent first lap for these guys.
Oh, 3 wide coming in. Turn 1, McMullen. Having a look, Scott Uren's run wide.
No easy move, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard enough going through their single file, let alone going in there side by side. So Scotty's given up a bunch of positions there. We'll check out the race recall replay to see exactly what happened to Scotty, but puts him back to second last on the grid.
Like he's gone defensive and has just outbraked himself a little bit. Continue on without any damage though, which is the important thing.
Well, Fabian, Sean Kelly, they're all having a bit of a battle there. Orchards is going to be side by side. There's a bit of, you can see them jostle around. A bit of a toe. O'Brien was in through. Oh, don't
I tell you, Tony Orchard and Dean O'Brien have had an exciting first couple of laps, haven't they?
Oh no!
Sorry, I thought he was going to think about it then. That would have been disastrous. Oh, Tony's going to have position here. And this
Dean will get in. Now,
Wayne
now
will
set
get
at the
through.
start.
Oh, nice
Sorry guys,
move.
Brad Ryan's in the lane. As I said, he may have jumped the start. He's in the pits.
Oh, that's disastrous. That's night over for Brad Ryan because he's going to have to make another tour down the lane for fuel anyway. So that's going to pretty much put him right out of contention.
Still on with Michael Fabian and Wayne Burke though. You've got Troy Cox behind to capitalise.
I'm guessing Brad's taken the opportunity. He did stop for a little while, so maybe he's taking a splash of fuel and see if he can get it home.
And back
Fuel
out the
save
front,
from
Madison
now, be hard.
Downs. Yeah, not really going to happen, but Madison Down's got about a second lead. Muggleton facing. These guys are just all over each other on the back straight. We've got Marlon McMullen in the middle of a sandwich of Sam Collins and Mitch McLeod.
I see Mitch just trying to get a sniff of that toe. He's thinking about looking up the inside, but so is Marlon. Marlon's thinking about making the move. And will he get the job done? He gets the position up the inside there. Samuel Collins and him side by side.
And here comes
Mitch.
McLeod.
Yeah, Mitch will look up the inside here. Oh, it's going to be hard side by side. Oh, Marlon's got on. Looked like he was going to touch the grass there and turn the car around, but he did a great job to actually stay on the Black Star.
Oh! Up there, O'Brien is in the fence. There was contact there between Fabian and O'Brien.
That's a big hit. Plenty of damage to the Falcon.
We're going to check our race recall replay. It looks like contact between Fabian and O'Brien, unfortunately, and that sent Dean back right into the fence.
There may have been a little bit of net code contact there as opposed to a proper whack. Close enough in there though, so Fabian more than likely to blame there for that one. That's a big hit into the fence from O'Brien. I don't know how he's going to recover from that one.
Oh, looks like we've got a blown engine back there. Lee Day.
Yep,
Lee
Day.
Day's got massive dramas there, and that's going to be day over for Lee Day. The V8 Supercar fan group Falcon has blown an engine. It looks like with all that happening, it's thrown Lee Ellis and given position to Richard Hampstead.
Yeah, Ellis made a mistake there too.
I think it just caught him off guard. He saw that engine blow in front of him and probably just lost a bit of concentration and ran wide, and he's lost position to Hampstead now.
Yep, down a gear too early. And Ellis cut the track, lost a position as well. Gained a position, lost a position.
Gee, that's given plenty of breathing room to the front to Madison Down and Josh Muggleton. I think they'll just settle themselves into a bit of a groove now, and I think the battle to watch now will be for third place between Hampstead, Ellis, Hilly's not that far behind, and Sean Kelly as well.
A bit of a train forming back in the pack though behind Bo Cattell. Seems like there's about there's 4 cars nose to tail and another 3 behind him that are looking to get in on that. Battles everywhere you look at the moment.
And
I love the way they run down this back straight.
Let's see if Mitch can get some sort of run here. If he can get a bit of that draft. Bo didn't get the cleanest of exits there, may touch the grass a little bit. He's having a look. Has he got enough to carry into the braking zone? And Mitch will get the job done. Nice work.
McMullen thinking about getting his nose up in there too. Won't be able to do it.
Oh, big moment there.
Whoa.
Oh, Bo, hold on to it. Oh, contact there between him and Marlon. Now Marlon's a little bit sideways and he's got his hands full back there too. Looks like Scott Uren is trying to bounce back from his earlier dramas. But that all started with Bo just getting a little bit crossed up there. Looks like it's gone somewhat single file through the field now.
Like Wayne Burke putting a bit of pressure on Troy Cox at the moment.
Also, Ellis is trying his best to put that pressure on Hampstead too. He'd be kicking himself that he gave up that position, but unfortunately, it's not as easy as you must think. You know, sometimes you can see a car having a moment in front of you, and you just sort of worried about what's happening in front of you. He probably just missed his mark a little bit, and you know, went across the track and gave up that position. So he'd be kicking himself, but it's still early days.
One of these guys is going to take the opportunity and go this early pit stop.
Oh, nice look there from Marlon McMullen. Gets position on Bo.
Got to watch out for Scott Uren behind. He'll get the move done. Yep.
Got his nose up there. You can't really run side by side through that last corner because it's so fast.
Troy Cox is the first man to enter pit lane.
Bo Cattell back on Scott Uren though. Had a
Good move.
Oh,
contact
oh,
it seems.
Scott's already gone off once there at the exit of turn 1. Didn't want to do it again.
Like Richard Alwood trying to buy into it as well.
He got themselves a nice little freight train there. Behind Scotty, it's Richard Arwood, Richard Hunter, Tobias Zerny, Marty Atkins coming into the fold as well. So it's not over for these guys, although they're back in 16th, 17th, 18th place, and that they are having a real red hot go.
Drag race down the straight between Hill and Kelly. They're swerving all over the place. Hilly's now moved to the side, taking the alternate line. But Kelly's going to get him under brakes here. No, he backs out of it.
You thought about it, though.
Yeah. Now, who's going to be the first of these guys into the lane? Down continues. Muggleton continues. Hamster continues. Alice continues. Here comes Kelly.
Oh, Kelly.
Thought that was going to happen. He needed to get out of that rut. He was quicker than Hill. He wasn't able to get past. So, good move from Kelly there coming in.
And Samuel Collins has fired into the pits as well.
Yeah, these early stoppers will be looking for some clean air to try and put in some good lap times and move through the field once everything cleanses.
Bias is in as well.
Well, look at this side-by-side action between Richard Arwood, Bo Cattell. They're really having a red hot go.
Richard Hunter also in there as well. Marty Atkins. Guys now exiting the pits. Kelly with a 12.1 second stop. Collins with a 9.4 and Tobias Cerny a 10.9. So all different strategies looking like they're coming into play here tonight.
Fantastic move. He was well alongside going down the straight, but Richard Aylward sticks his nose in on the next corner. I think that's actually going to hurt him down the straight. We've got Marty Atkins trying to capitalise.
Yeah, looks like he's going to carry good pace here. You can see he's right tucked up under here. He'll get the draft. What he wants to do is pull out and carry that momentum and get that move done up the inside.
Hampstead's in the lane, guys, and drifted it the whole way around. Lee Ellis is following him in, as is Matthew Hill.
Bo Cattell slow into the lane, but it looks like he might have had a bit of drama going before that though.
Geez, let's have a quick look at the lap times. Madison Down last lap round a 22.321. Second place Josh Muggleton a 23.0. 7 tenths quicker that last lap round over second place Josh Muggleton.
Touching on what I mentioned before, it seems like Bo Cattell had a cut track penalty at the chicane and decided to make a pit stop.
We're not a bad move. When you've already got that penalty, you might as well eliminate some of the loss and take that pit stop a bit earlier.
Just trying to find out what's going on, boys. Lee Ellis is still parked in pit lane.
He's actually missed his pit box. He did have to back up,
Oh
but
no.
something else has gone wrong here.
That's a long time. Something's wrong because
He's still stopped.
He pitted with all the other boys.
Yep. Madison Down's now coming around to lap him, so something's happened. Muggleton comes in with a bit of commitment sideways the whole way into the lane.
Wow, that's really strange. Yeah, I don't know. Where's Reese when you need him?
Yeah, he's been stopped for over a minute now. That's big drama for Lee Ellis.
Yeah, regardless whether he gets going again, there's no way he's going to bounce back from this. Like we touched on, he's already sort of a lap and a quarter down now, so I think it's night over for Lee Ellis.
Now in the pit box ahead, we've got Josh Muggleton coming in for his stop.
Yep, he's away 11.8 seconds. This little battle here between Wayne Burke and Mitch McLeod. So Wayne's got a little bit of a run here on Mitch.
Didn't Mitch McLeod use all the road in that last corner there?
Wouldn't we like Mitch to hug the road? doesn't mind passing people out in the dirt.
Bo Cattell back through the lane. I wonder if he got a speeding penalty or something there.
May not have blended as he's exited the lane.
Yeah, won't that ruin your night?
Brad Ryan's also out of the race. It looks like he might have actually just decided to quit. All of a sudden pulled the car over and he's actually smashed the wall pretty hard at the chicane. So he's actually driven straight ahead of the chicane and straight into the fence. So The end of Brad Ryan's night. We were talking him up there for a little bit, Sammy. We should learn not to do that.
Well, maybe he doesn't need to qualify anymore, because when he doesn't qualify, starts at the back of the field, works his way up. Pretty nice.
He did post on Facebook earlier. I did read his Facebook post. If I don't crash, I'll win tonight. So maybe he didn't think he could win, so he put it in the fence.
Doesn't want to be a liar on Facebook.
Well, that's right. Keeping everyone honest. Interesting to see now when these other guys pit. So Madison Down now, it's got about a 15-second lead over Michael Fabian in second. Tony Aldridge third, Mitch McLeod fourth, Wayne Burke fifth, Marlon McMullen in sixth. Got your end, Richard Hunter, Marty Atkins. So 9 guys yet to make their pit stop.
Madison's decided to make his pit stop now. So I think second place Josh Muggleton had it about, I think it was about 11.6 or 11.8 second stop. So it'll be interesting to have a watch on Madison, even though he was starting to pull away there. Over Muggo.
Well, Muggo's had clear track and is putting in a good lap at the moment, it looks like, so...
And Hunter's in as well.
See what the gap is. Madison Down comes out of the pits.
Muggo's coming into the last turn now. And Down's underway.
Yep. Lost no time.
Look, Down's got himself a little bit of traffic. Looks like that's Marty Atkins in front of him.
I don't think Marty will hold him up too much. Marty's pretty good with that. Focus Hell's now out of the race. Not sure what's happened there. So whether there was a car, something wrong with the car, or whether it was the incident before.
So it's going to take a few laps just for this race to cleanse itself a little bit. See Aldridge on screen.
Troy Cox putting pressure on him at the moment. Going to try and get a good run through these final 2 corners before the back straight.
Nothing like a good teammate battle. We like them.
That's right.
Team bosses don't like them too much, but we don't mind.
The one good thing is with TTR, there's no team orders, so regardless of who you are or where you are in the championship, it's good that they let the guys race and they both have a red hot go. And that's the only rule that teams have, is just not to take each other out.
Now Scott, you're in the pit as well.
Yep. Marty Atkins still has Madison Down right behind him, and he's not going to let him through. This is good. This is actually playing a little bit more into the hands of some of the other guys than we would have thought.
Here you are talking up Marty as well. He's not going to have much choice in it though. There he goes up the inside. Smart bit of driving actually by Marty. Marty knows that they're both on different race strategies at the moment, so Marty's yet to pit, so nice bit of sportsmanship there from Marty.
Only a handful of guys still out there. Michael Fabian leading the race at the moment. He'll of course have to come into the lane shortly, but enjoying some time leading the pack.
Interestingly, we were talking about Lee Ellis before. He's actually back out there, so I'm not sure what's happened or why he was stopped for so long. That was really strange.
Yeah, I was just looking at the right side of his car. He's got a lot of damage behind the right front wheel, so whether he's had contact with someone or another car, I'm not quite sure, but there is a lot of damage to that car. So it's interesting because Lee Day is up there in the championship. He's obviously out of this race. We're hearing reports maybe that Lee Ellis may have hit the pit wall. I'm not sure.
Wouldn't be the first time we've seen someone from that team do that. But Muggleton last season slammed the pit wall hard, and that actually cost him the race win here last season. Oh, Muggleton struggling to get past Richard Elwood.
Yeah, he'll get it done now. And that confirmation of Ellis hitting the wall on pit entry was correct. I went back and just had a look at the replay, and sure enough, he drilled the wall just before you make the last left-hand turn before the right-hander. So that's a good pay to his day.
Yep. So he probably then had to change tyres and was forced to get some repair done. Obviously put him a lap down.
Bit of a battle for second on the road at the moment with Wayne Burke and Marlon McMullen.
Would have thought
going at it.
Oh, yeah, Marlon's going to get a run up the inside here. He's got position. Nice job.
That's second place.
Not over yet though.
Oh.
Not if Wayne Burke's got anything to say about it, but Mullen takes the position. Both cars still to pit, of course, but a fight on the track is still a fight for position.
I was actually thinking that maybe Marlon would have behind at the time. Doesn't have to worry about that now, but these guys, like you said, still have their pit stops up their sleeve, along with Michael Fabian, who's our current race leader at the moment.
They're the only guys on track. Marty Atkins as well. The only guys yet to pit. Richard Elwood as well, sorry. That 5 guys yet to make their stops.
Now just behind that battle of Wayne Burke and Marlon McMullen, well, a couple of seconds behind, Madison Down is in clear traffic at the moment. So he'll be putting the head down and turning out some good laps to try and extend that gap between him and Muggleton.
Yeah, he's making that happen too. Last lap round he was 1 second quicker than Muggleton.
And Michael Fabian pits from the race lead.
Yeah, all these guys are drifting it into pit lane. It's good to see just watching pit entry. They're just sideways the whole way in. Almost like, oh, will I pit, won't I pit? Oh, well, I'm sideways enough, I'll go in.
Well, when you measure this game in tenths of seconds, you've got to take it all you can get, don't you? And you can make a lot of time. We can lose a lot of time on pit entry too.
Overclocker's team pit crews both getting busy. Richard Elwood in as well. That leaves 3 cars yet to pit. Marlon McMullen now leads this race. Wayne C. Burke.
Pretty long stop by Richard Elwood, 18 seconds there. Longer than some of the other guys. I'm wondering if he took a couple of tyres. Might be looking for a bit of pace towards the end.
Got a nice little battle on screen. Michael Fabian and Troy Cox. Fabian fresh out of the pits now, so he's got fresh tyres on his side, and he's got the draft as well as he looks to make a move on Troy Cox.
Right on board with Fabian. He's on the wrong side of the road though.
Yeah, he's going the long way round.
Gonna have to be super committed under brakes.
He is. Look at how deep
Cox
he
is still
broke.
there though. Cox is there.
Oh,
Nice.
probably turned it in a bit too wide. but-
Sideways. Cox a little bit on exit. Has to just cover his line a little bit.
That's brilliant driving by both of them. Good job by Troy Cox on the defensive.
And Orchard and McLeod behind him are really enjoying the show up front.
Fabian has a look into turn 1 though.
Oh.
And Tony Ortridge having a look as well. He's loving what he's seeing, isn't he?
Yeah, that really brings him right back into the fold when you start seeing the guys battle up in front of them. You know they're not concentrating too much on their braking markers, and it's easy to make a little mistake, but the guys have pulled up that margin. It's really good.
And this will very quickly become a 4-car battle too, because you've got Mitch McLeod all over the back of Tony Ortridge. If they keep going the way they're going, soon we'll have Sam Collins on the scene as well.
Fabian. He's trying to get the power down, see if he can carry that momentum down the straight. Coxie's right onto him though. He knows he just needs to hold the inside line. Oh, look at him, nose to tail.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. He'll get up the inside here. On the brakes late. Nice bit of move up the inside.
I was
Oh,
actually
his
wondering.
teammate behind him. Aldridge was going to have a bit of a sniff at the same time.
I think the man to watch right now is going to be Mitchell McLeod. He's going to try and want to make something happen, get in amongst this teammate battle.
Cox sort of forgot that the guys were behind him there. He's like, I'm happy to let Fabian through, but forgot about the guys behind, and they closed up that quick. They almost slammed him then.
Yeah, well, it was such a big battle he had. That's probably all he could focus on. But Cox runs a little bit wide there, going to lose a bit of ground.
Oh, he's got
going to
penalty.
cut track. Yep. Oh, you'd be bleeding too, wouldn't you? Just you have to give up those positions.
Get our race recall replay. We'll see if we can see how much he cut that corner, but I don't think it was a lot. But obviously, it's enough to get that penalty. Watching up the front, Madison Down's closing in on the front two guys, McMullen and Burke. Got now down to just on 4 seconds between first, second and third.
There's McLeod looking up the inside.
Can't go around the outside, Mitch.
Tony
He's
Orchard
thinking
just has
about
an
it.
exciting race, hasn't he? Loud in the big middle as well.
The battle on screen, so Richard Hampstead just trying to get his move done. Marty's still yet to make his pit stop, and he'll get the job done nice and easy there. Oh, it's just as I say that, he slides a little bit wide. Oh, Marty was going to have a look up the inside again there.
Great job to hang on, but Richard Hampstead's been putting in some very quick lap times. Last one was 22.4, and in front of him, that was about half a second quicker than Josh Muggleton.
Yeah, that's a big gain.
But Marty Atkins, he's back on him though.
He hasn't given up, has he? Mind you, this isn't for overall race position. Marty's still yet to make a pit stop.
Now,
Where's
sorry,
Wayne
Wayne
Burke's
Burke's in. Yep. All that gain that Hampstead, something you can see on screen, lost in that lap, that battle that he didn't really want to have with Marty Atkins, who is in the lane now.
Leaves
One
only
car
one
left.
driver out on
Yeah.
track until the field is cleansed, and that's Marlon McMullen.
Wonder if he's wondering how much fuel he can save to make it home.
You could,
No,
could you?
no, there's no way you can
Yeah.
save. Not from now.
Especially the pace he's been running in, and
Yeah.
flick through the lap times he's been punching out. There's no way he could save that
Nah,
much
no
fuel.
way. No
But
way at
nice
all.
one, nice one to throw up in the air though.
Well, why not?
And excitement's not over for Tony Aldridge. He's got a big train behind him. Guys that are just all over each other. You've got Mitch McLeod in the midst of it all. Troy Cox, Wayne Burke, Sam Collins on top of them all now too.
I like seeing all this white, red and black out there though. We need a few more guys in this battle from other teams. Keeping it all in the family except for Wayne Burke and Sam Collins.
Isn't that a beautiful look at 6 cars heading down that back straight? It's
Oh,
beautiful
Mitch.
scenery.
Aldridge going defensive, but McLeod gets the job done. And Cox thinking about getting up there as well.
Look at them close up in the chicane. Brings them all right back together, and certainly not over yet by a long stretch.
Here comes Collins on Burke. They're close right up behind. Odds against it.
I mean, we touched on this a number of times throughout our racing broadcast, but I tell you what, they prove us right every week that you don't have to be up front to have a really good race on your hands. So these guys are battling for, well, once the field cleanses, it's going to be about 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and all the rest of it. So although they're not racing up, for the win at the moment, these guys are still putting on a red hot show up here.
Probably having a more enjoyable battle than the likes of Sean Kelly, who's out there by himself in 5th position.
Bit of a quiet night for Sean, hasn't it?
He's just staying out of trouble. Was a championship contender a few weeks ago. Had a couple of bad races. It's really cost him. But good to see Sean up near the front of the field. And I think we said it last season, Sandman, that it won't be long before we see Kelly pushing for race wins.
That's exactly right. Once these guys get a taste of the front, they know that they're not that far off the mark. It doesn't take long for them to turn around. So yeah, really good to see.
And running in what will be 5th position once McMullen makes his pit stop, Matthew Hill having another solid drive. Another driver that's in.
I reckon I'm just trying to work out in my head, just talk about Marlon, where he'll drop out. Looking at the pit stop times, I think he'll come out just behind Michael Fabian ahead of Mitchell McLeod. So that'll create a pretty good battle after McMullen does his stop. Of course, it's going to depend on whether he just takes fuel or whether he does fuel and tyres. That will really dictate when Marlon comes out. So
yeah, do you go for the track position or the extra pace from the fresh rubber?
I'd take, if I was in Marlon's position, I'd take fuel only, because you're going to come out with guys that have got about the same age tyres. Talk quite a lot. Probably only get a 3 or 4 lap gain on tyres, so you might as well come out with guys if you can get ahead of Fabian by taking a shorter stop. Then that's probably a better gain than taking tyres and dropping 4, 5, 6 seconds back and not gaining it back. So
running long might pay out for Marlon. There's only 10 laps to go in the race, and he's actually going to have Madison Down coming on the back of him pretty shortly, so might be a good time for Marlon to start thinking about pitting so he doesn't get caught up in a battle. Of course, the whole idea behind this strategy is just to keep clean air on the nose and stay out of trouble and make good lap times whilst everyone else is fighting amongst themselves.
Now, we were thinking coming into this, it was going to be about 6 or 7 laps, I think, of fuel that they needed. So if there's about 10 laps to go, he's got to be in the next few laps because, just to see what sort of fuel he needs to carry over. So will be interesting. And I'll tell you what, if he does come out sort of around McLeod's back in 8th place. It's not a bad jump when you think about Marlon starting back in 17th.
yeah, starting 17th up to now. Good gain. So I'm predicting that McMullen will be in this lap. No, he'll have to be in next lap. Yeah, in he comes.
Yep, here he comes.
Interesting looking at this battle between Muggleton and Hampstead. It will be on. I reckon probably 3 laps. It's going to be on between those guys.
Let's compare their lap times. Last lap round 22.9 for Josh Muggleton. Hampstead 22.4.
Yeah, Hammer's really gaining it, and the lap before, another half-second gain, 22.2 from Hampstead. That's almost as quick as his fastest lap 11 laps earlier.
Oh, just have a look on screen. Michael Fabian had a massive moment out of the last turn, got onto the grass, but never managed to keep it straight. Marlon's out of his box, and he's leaving pit lane. Looks like McLeod's got in front of him. Orchard will get in front of him.
Going to come right out in that battle. Oh,
Just gets in front of him.
Orchard.
Look at that beautiful exit from the pits. Tony Orchard's going to be very happy that he managed to get in front there. And Troy Cox, probably the exact opposite.
Yeah. Oh, Cox is a bit of a look on the outside.
Oh, a bit
looks like he's going to
sideways.
try the crossover here. Can he get it done? No, not quite. Oh, looks like Marlon's run a little bit wide. Can Cox get the run down the straight?
Burke's got the best run here.
Oh, Cox is going to be on the wrong side of the racetrack.
Burke needs to try and tuck up behind McMullen here because he might actually get the move done on Cox if he can follow him through.
He's not quite close enough.
No.
You can see them both having a late go on the brakes.
Oh,
Cox is going to have an inside run. He'll get the position, and this will bring Burke right into it. That's put Marlon right on the outside, and Burke will get the job done.
And Burke's close enough almost to get a move on Cox as well.
Oh,
A
wow.
little bit of contact there. What sort of momentum
And
has
Collins.
Collins got?
Collins had to go to the grass.
Marlon still trying to gather it up. And now,
now
Burke
look at
has
the
a
run
good
he's got.
Oh, he's going to get the job. He's got the inside move now on the inside of Burke.
Oh, how much he had to cut that corner. He's going to slow down here. There's no way she can keep going.
And Collins will get the position.
Oh!
Nearly.
Got your end trying to buy in as well. Oh, do you think he wants to get involved at the moment?
Big
Whoa!
He's gone. That Burke. He manages to keep it off the wall, but he's going to lose a ton of positions.
What happened there? He's got it looped up, got it all hooked up onto the ripple strip and just nearly into the fence.
That was a monster
Wow.
lose, wasn't it? Let's have a look
We'll
at
check
the
out our race
replay.
replay. Oh, how lucky was he not to keep it off, not to drill the fence?
That was so close, so lucky for him.
Ooh, big look in the chicane by Scott Uren on Sam Collins there.
See Collins trying to get the power down. That thing's really moving around. He's trying to get to the throttle as quick as he can. Scott Uren right there, plenty of pace.
Have a look at the gains and losses in this race so far. So Mitchell McLeod gaining 9 spots. Marlon McMullen, after all of that, gain of 7 positions. Big losers tonight though. Lee Ellis, Brad Ryan. Brad Ryan qualifying has turned into a big loser. It's then he probably should just stick to not qualifying. I know Brad's watching now, by the way. Hello, Brad. And Dean O'Brien and Lee Day both losing multiple positions. Lee Day, of course, blown engine on what, lap 4 or 5, I think it was. So not a great night for the ANZ team tonight.
Yeah, one man who's had it fairly uneventful is the man up front, the Tats.com Falcon, Madison Down. I think we sort of predicted this a little bit, didn't we, boys, when you saw the times that Madison punched out in qualifying. He's pretty much had everything his own way and got himself about a 6-second margin back to second place, and his teammate Josh Muggleton.
Speaking of Josh Muggleton, for a little while there, it looked like he'd responded to Richard Hampstead's pressure. There was the lap previous, he was actually a little bit quicker, but Hampstead's ramped it up again, and he's nearly within a second of Muggleton.
Hampstead's definitely not out of this. He wants his second position. He doesn't want to leave it for another ANZ one. A Tats.com 1-2. Yeah, I'll get in trouble for that. Just as always, send your hate mail to Sandman at Interesting looking at the comparison between Michael Fabian and Matthew Hill. Look at how much Fabs is closing up after that pit stop. Last couple of laps, he's really closing this gap.
Oh, last lap round. 23.4 for Matty Hill, and Fabian's punched out a 22.7.
Lap previous 3/10 as well, so.
Oh, and sorry, up front too, 6/10. Richard Hampstead has closed up on Muggleton, so
look how close
there's only
they
a
are.
couple of car lengths in it now.
5 laps to go as well, so there's still heaps of time for Hampstead to try and get this move done, and Muggleton's starting to make some mistakes.
Yeah, I think Muggo's at the point now, he's looking at his rearview mirror and he's probably been watching those times slowly get closer and closer as far as Hampstead pulling that in, and you can just see that Hampstead's car actually looks the tidier of the two.
Pressure's on. Hampstead will definitely be on Muggleton within the next lap or so. But a bit further back, the battle still rages with Sam Collins, Wayne Burke, and everyone who's there.
Scott Uren in there as well. Lee Ellis watching from behind a lap down, so he's just sitting there watching and enjoying the show, I think. This is for 11th, 12th and 13th. Of course, Ellis, as we just said, is back in 18th position, 1 lap down.
Yeah, smart of Ellis, as bad as it is to be a lap down, he's not going to gain anything from passing these boys. So he's
Hampstead
just watching.
is sorry to cut you
Here we
off
go.
there, Steve, but Hampstead is right on Josh Muggleton. They've just come through the chicane now and heading down to the final corner to complete another lap, and he's there.
Yeah, I think it's only a matter of time, unfortunately. I think Hammer's going to swallow him up here.
Yeah, I think at the chicane next lap around, I think we'll see a move done. Hampstead will just try and set up Muggleton here to make sure he's got the right pace coming onto the big long straight.
Well, Muggo grabbing a fair bit of curb, bouncing off the curbs there.
At the lap before as well, so interesting to see whether he's meaning to get that much curb. Sorry, Leo.
No, I was just going to say that doubt Muggo's going to make it just roll over for Hampstead though. We have seen some guys be able to successfully defend down into the chicane, so if he gets a good run off this next corner, he's obviously going to try and make life a little bit difficult for Richard Hampstead, but look at him close under brakes.
I also see guys being able to pass from being on the outside through the first part of the chicane, so either way, it's still definitely a chance for Hampstead to make this move.
Oh, look at him moving around the back straight. Just you can see he's trying to break the toe there, but unfortunately the hammer's right there. Don't know if he's close enough. You can see he's really gaining. Doesn't want to. Oh, he's thinking about it, but he's just going to stay tucked up behind. He knows he doesn't have to rush the job. He's definitely got the car pace over Muggleton, and he knows he can just sort of sit pretty for another lap or so and just make sure that he gets the job done.
Well, there's now 3 laps to go in the race, and this is definitely one of the most exciting battles, probably the most exciting battle in the field right now. So very interested to follow this one right till the end. I want to just jump on board with Richard Hampstead at the moment and have a look at how these two cars are behaving differently to each other. Richard's car does look a lot tidier, whilst you can see squirming on the exits is Muggleton.
It's actually really interesting to see just where Richard does make up those couple of tenths in some of the braking zones. They're both trying to get on the power down this long straightaway. But the pace that Hampstead's had over the last few laps, it's incredible. You can just see he's not quite close enough. He's trying to break the toe. You can see him just moving around a little bit. Can Hammer make the move up the inside? Muggleton knows he's there. He's going to look. He thinks better of it, just decides to tuck right back behind Muggleton.
Muggo's doing such a brilliant job to hang on, isn't he? All that pressure from behind, it's not easy, but he's certainly doing his best.
Makes you wonder what sort of condition these tyres are in too, because we know that Hampstead's really made those gains the last few laps. You can see that turn in grip. Both running pretty much the same race line as they come through the S's.
I think that's got to be what Muggo's thinking at the moment, is the fastest way is the racing line, and so if you can hold that racing line, you're just going to make life difficult for the guy behind you.
I think the main thing too is he just needs to get a clean run out of this next section that he's approaching too, because if he can carry that speed down that long back straightaway, that's one of the places where he's quite vulnerable, because Hampstead's right there to grab the toe, and if he carries that draft all the way down the straight, that's what can hurt him.
There's still battles raging through the field though at the moment. Marlon McMullen having a massive look at Troy Cox at the moment.
Let's have a look. Hampstead's got a bit of space here. He's got some speed. He's going to look around the outside. Can he get the job done? Yes, he can. Oh, has he gone in too deep? No, will he run wide? He touches the grass. He's going to come right on. There's contact between him and Muggleton. So I think Hammer's got a bit of a slowdown penalty, but hopefully there's not too much damage there to Josh Muggleton. This will be the last lap. Unbelievable. You can see the speed that Hampstead carried into that turn. Tried to go around the outside, but went in a little bit too deep.
They're still on it though. Looks like Hammer did without a cut track penalty. Beautiful driving by Muggo to hang on. How he's still in front, I don't quite know, but this is going to be an exciting last lap.
I think a nice bit of sportsmanship there from Hampstead as well. He knew that he made the mistake, run off on the grass, and to to join the racetrack. He probably didn't want to come in and make contact with Muggleton, but unfortunately that's what happened, and well, I think Muggleton's managed to get away with it so far. There's only half a lap to go. We know Madison Down's up front. He's about 8.5 seconds in front of this battle. It's hard to look away from second and third. Quickly check on our race leader. He's done it from the start. He punched out in a massive time in qualifying, broke the world record for this track for the V8 Supercars, did everything right from the start, and no one's been able to touch him. Your winner for Road Atlanta is Madison Down. He comes across the line in the Tats.com Falcon and does the job. Brilliant job there from Madison Down, but we're going to quickly check for second. It's still on between Josh Muggleton and Richard Hampstead. But it looks like Muggo's going to hold on for a Tats.com 1-2, and Richard Hampstead will come home for third.
Sean Kelly crosses the line in fourth position. Beautiful drive. Now, whilst we weren't looking, Michael Fabian has made a pass on Matthew Hill and is going to come round and take fifth position.
That gives Matty Hill 6. Mitch McLeod will cross the line, 7th place. Tony Autridge in 8th, Troy Cox in 9th, Marlon McMullen 10th, Scott Uren. Great battle all night between these guys. Scott will cross the line for 11th, Samuel Collins for 12th, Wayne Burke will hold on for 13th, Tobias Zerny in 14th, Richard Hunter in 15th, Marty Atkins crosses the line for 16th, and a little bit further back it'll be Richard Arwood in 17th. But no one could touch the man on screen, could they? The Tats.com driver, he did it from, well, as of Wednesday. He punched out that qualifying time on Wednesday, and no one's been able to touch him ever since.
Yeah, led 21 laps of that 33-lap race, and just under 8.5 seconds. The gap back to Josh Muggleton, his Tats.com teammate. Beautiful drive by both those guys. And fantastic job by Richard Hampstead. All that pressure he put on Josh Muggleton. That was an exciting fight, wasn't it?
Oh, you're not wrong, mate. And I think if he was able to pull it up, he would have managed to keep the position on Muggleton. But they both had a red-hot go, and Hammer tried round the outside, but unfortunately couldn't quite get the job done. But was a great race nevertheless. Bit of circle work there.
Celebrating.
You got to let your hair down a little bit too after a race like that.
Oh, awesome to see, isn't it?
And while that's all happening, we'll quickly check out and we'll run through the complete order for round 9 here at Road Atlanta of the iRacing V8 Supercar Series. Your winner, Madison Down, a commanding race, and no one was able to touch him. It was Madison Down over his teammate Josh Muggleton for yet another Tats.com 1-2, but in the favour of Madison Down this time. Great battle there for Richard Hampstead. He managed to bring it home in 3rd place. Sean Kelly in 4th, Michael Fabian in 5th. It's Matthew Hill in 6th place. Mitch McLeod, good race for him in 7th place. Tony Autridge in 8th. Troy Cox in 9th, and Marlon McMullen. Great result for him to finish in 10th place after starting back as far as, I think he was in 17th for the start of this race. So well done for Marlon. In 11th place, Scott Uren. In 12th, Sam Collins. In 13th, Wayne Burke. In 14th, Tobias Zerny. 15th place, Richard Hunter. Marty Atkins in 16th, Richard Arwood in 17th, Lee Ellis back in 18th. Unfortunately for his dramas, he made contact with the pit wall on entry and that ruined his race. Bo Cattell in 19th, Brad Ryan in 20th, Dean O'Brien in 21st, and unfortunately Lee Day will be last in 22nd place after blowing an engine. But tell you what, boys, that race had a little bit of everything, didn't it?
Oh, awesome to watch. Didn't matter where you looked. You had guys all over each other in the S's, down the back straight, into the chicane, and yeah, it was on from start to finish.
And of course, a number of the drivers are now joining us here as we have a look through here. We've got Lee Ellis, who's joined us in the box. And Lee, mate, tough race for you. You were on target for a great finish, but unfortunately some contact on the entry pit lane.
Yeah, when Lee blew his engine, I had nowhere to go. Could not see. Got an off track. Got to slow down. Let Hammer by. So I was looking for a third at that point. And then I was going to pit the lap before, but I thought, it's borderline if I could make it. And yeah, decided to drive it in deep, no idea why, and then cut the grass a little bit, locked the fronts, and went bang. And then slowly it realised, it goes, you got wheel damage, then meatball, and then it had like 5-minute optionals, and I was like, eh.
Your pace was pretty good, mate. It's a shame that the way it unfolded, but nevertheless, it's season's not over. You've had a great season so far, and we've still got drop rounds to count, so not all's lost, mate.
Oh yeah, can't complain with the racing. Like, I had genuine pace this week and managed to screw it over myself. But yeah, there are plenty more weeks to go. Hopefully I can get that next place higher on the podium. But it looks like Matt and Muggo have got that well done. And well done to Matt and Muggo as well, and Hammer.
Just having a look through the box too. Looks like Marlon McMullen's joined us. Marlon, a great result for you, mate. 10th place after finish back in 7/8, starting back in 7/8. Sorry, so brilliant race from you.
Yeah, it was. No matter where you looked, I was in the thick of the action, and I at the start of the race, I got clogged. Really got stuck in a train of cars, really. So, that slowly started to break off, and I found a little bit of pace, and we slowly started picking off one by one, and then I found myself in the top 5, and I thought, well, hang on, let's just change our strategy, stay out, see how we go. It was the right choice in the end, punched out some decent times, got by Wayne, I think it was, near the end, and I was leading the race for quite a while, which I wish was a red flag, of course. But it came in and made a couple of changes on the fly and had, awesome battles up and down the field. Really, really good, hard, clean race. Oh, not clean, but, touch and go. All good, though.
That battle that you came out into in the middle of Marlon had been raging for pretty well the whole race. So, yeah, pretty exciting from our point of view. But that strategy definitely seemed like it paid off for you. So well done to that, mate.
Yeah, definitely. When I came out of the pit lane, all I heard was a car on the left, and I'm like, "What do you mean on the left?" Because I don't have 3 screens, and I quickly had a quick look to the left, and realised I think it was Troy Cox was there, and I'm like, "Oh, you ain't going to give up that one." So, luckily, we backed out of that one, and we had a really, really good battle towards the end.
Oh, well done, mate. Nice climb back through the field, and no doubt you'll be looking forward to next week when we head to Watkins Glen. Also join us in the box. We'll head to our race winner, Madison Down. You did the job in qualifying and broke the world record again in final qualifying, and mate, you're untouchable.
Yeah, thanks, Sandman. It was a pretty good night for us. Had good pace all week there, and it was good to better the world record there in that final qualifying session. But awesome night for me. Just got out there to a bit of a lead at the start, pulled a bit of a margin, and then just maintained it. I wasn't really overly fast at the end of that race, but because of the margin built at the start, I didn't have to do too much. But it's like an awesome battle behind. Great job for Muggo as well, 2nd place, and another strong showing for TTR tonight.
Mate, and what you'd like to see is another Tats.com 1-2, but in the favour of you this time.
Yeah, that's it. It's been a while since I got the win over Muggo, and bit of a confidence builder. At the start of the race, I was driving a bit average there. I hadn't led a race in a while, and it's amazing how much of this is all in your head. You need confidence to get results, and it was good to get another win on the board.
Well, speaking of Josh Muggleton, Josh now joins us in the commentary box, mate. 2nd place, well done. But tell you what, you didn't have things your own way. Nice little battle there between you and Hampstead in the closing laps.
Yeah, no, that was a great battle there with Hammer. We were on the limit the whole way there, but yeah, I was aiming for 2nd tonight. I was going to be up against it all week. Had to get a new wheel and get used to that, and it sits a bit awkward in my rig, so it's a bit like driving a bus. And then I had to switch to sequential shifter as well instead of the paddles, and on top of that I got man flu, so I'm just a puddle of sweat right now, but pretty happy with that. I knew if I could come 2nd it would go a long way to sealing the championship, so yeah, really happy with that.
The bloody quick bus that you've got, Josh. Did a fantastic job hanging on at the end there with Richard Hampstead's pressure. He was all over you, so I don't know how many times you had to hold him off in that chicane, but fantastic job, mate. It was impressive to watch.
Yeah, he he's an awesome racer. He's quick as anything, and I mean, he only just started practicing this afternoon, I think. So just goes to show you his pace. So yeah, no, I try not to block people. I try to keep it on the racing line, and I just had to park it down the inside once there, and luckily he went a bit too deep. Yeah, no, happy with that. Happy with second.
Oh, good points today, mate. So at the end of the day, the big picture is what you're looking at, and P2 at the end of the night's not a bad result. So, well done. And speaking of Richard Hampstead, we'll have a chat to him too. Richard, great little battle as we just touched on between you and Muggo. It got to a little bit hairy there at one stage.
Yeah, that was great fun. I had a couple of good battles through the race with Hilly and Sean Kelly. And yeah, then at the end I was closing in on Muggo. I'm guessing they didn't take tyres at the pit stop. Not too sure about that, but I seemed to have a bit of an advantage over him in the last stint. And yeah, I was on him with about 4 laps to go. I was a bit hesitant of trying to send it down the inside with the whole championship scenario, but yeah, eventually I was close enough that I could, pretty comfortably have a move down the inside, and he blocked the inside, and I went to go around the outside like I did with Sean, but I braked a bit late, and yeah, but yeah, I let him back through. Could have been a freaking knot, but yeah, I thought I would, and yeah, tried to get him on the last lap, but stuffed up the run onto the back straight.
It was interesting to watch, no doubt, mate. We really enjoyed it up here from the commentary box, and I guess we look forward to next week where you'll be taking part the racing at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, might give it a crack. It was pretty good fun tonight. I wasn't planning to race until about 2 minutes before the last quali session, so yeah, glad I did.
We're glad you joined, mate, because it really put on a good show. I don't know how much Muggo enjoyed that pressure at the end, but it was certainly good from a viewer's point of view, so we appreciate it, mate. Thanks very much. We'll have a look who else is in here. We've got Scotty. Scott, you're in. Mate, didn't you have your hands full a couple of stages there? I think one time you went off at turn 1, went through the grass, and that was a hairy enough moment for you.
Yeah, not the most comfortable. Started the race getting into the rhythm, and I think it was Marlon had a strong challenge into the turn 1 there, so I give him a bit of room, but I didn't give myself enough room, so just had to, lose as little time as possible and see what I could do from there.
And it was a good battle all night, mate. Regardless of what lap we're on, you were pretty much in the thick of it all night.
Yeah, and last couple of races of taking part in, I've always been in the thick of the action, so that's why I enjoy that sort of stuff, a bit of wheel to wheel, and get to know how other guys race. So yeah, it's good fun. Sure, if I didn't go off, I'd be a little bit higher up, but coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Just have a look who else is there. Sean Kelly slipped into the commentary box. Good result for you, mate. 4th place tonight, starting back in 6th. Starting 8th, sorry.
Yeah, hey guys. Yeah, no, pretty happy with that. Wasn't really expecting much tonight. Didn't quite at pace, and yeah, so I just thought we'd pit early and see where we ended up. Yeah, came out just in front of Hammer, and expected it was probably going to have a lot of pace, and didn't mean to brake quite so early and let him pass quite so easily, but that was pretty good because pace and much on cruise control for the rest of the race.
It's nice always to have a bit of clean air. You didn't really have too much pressure in those closing laps, which is good. And sometimes it's nice when you only have to worry about hitting your markers.
Yeah, which is that easy sometimes. Sometimes it's easier following another car, and but yeah, kept on track. Didn't blow the engine, which was pretty happy about because it put a lot of stress on the motor around this tracks. Yeah, good fun. So really happy, and yeah, great racing, everyone.
Yeah, I think we saw the results there. Unfortunately, it was at Lee Day that blew an engine in the early laps. So it's something that can be easily done. So unfortunately for him, that didn't work out. But glad it all went well for you, mate. Who else is in the box? We've got Tobias Zerny, who's joined us, mate. Difficult night for you, finishing in 14th place.
Yeah, hey guys. Yeah, I made a few mistakes that ruined my race a little bit. Yeah, I ran wide on lap 2 after I passed a few guys. Then again, I lost too much time, and when I was running in the end of lap 7, I was first lap where you can pit or where I can pit. I was thinking about to pit, and since nobody in front went into the pits, I tried it. Unfortunately, my decision was very late, so the pit entry. I think I was very lucky not to get an unsafe pit entry there, but it wasn't fast. I lost a few seconds there, and yeah, so I was lucky to beat a few guys with this strategy, but in the end it was very close to Richard Hunter, who closed up the gap to me, and I had a lot to do to keep him behind me. So good race or good battle for us. I'm looking now forward to next week, Watkins Glen.
That's it. Now our attention does turn now to Watkins Glen. It's certainly a good race for the V8 Supercars, and we're looking forward to having a chat to you there, mate. So all the best for your preparations for the week.
Thanks, mate.
And let's see, lucky last, maybe Dean O'Brien. Dean, an early race for you, mate. Didn't get too many laps under the belt.
No, it was a pretty hectic first couple of laps this week, and unfortunately I copped the raw end of the stick, I guess.
Oh, it's quick to put this week behind you, mate. Preparations will start maybe tonight or tomorrow for Watkins Glen?
Unfortunately not. I've got real life racing commitments all this week, so I can't really practice until Monday night.
It's not a bad excuse, mate. For people who don't know, mate, if you want to tell us what sort of commitments you got coming up.
I've got the New South Wales state titles in go-karts at Lithgow on the weekend, so it's pretty big meet, and yeah, all week we'll be there.
Oh, fantastic stuff, mate. All the best, and hopefully you do really well.
Yeah, cheers, and well done to the top three. That was a good race.
Well, I think I've covered everyone now. If anyone, I think I've got everyone, so I think we'll pretty much wrap things up. Leo, what a race, mate. These guys really turned it on for us, although Madison Down ran away with it. It was pretty good battles up and down throughout the field.
No, it was awesome, wasn't it? And all sorts of battles too. And it seemed that every single time two guys were on top of each other, it just let the next one join in, and again and again and again. So I think there were plenty of moments there where there was about 5 or 6 cars just crawling all over each other on that back straight. It was awesome.
And no doubt you'll be slipping into the commentary box next week for Watkins Glen.
Yeah, can't wait for that one. Beautiful track, and they'll be running on the classic layout, so no chicane either. So I think we'll see plenty of drafting too. Very fast track. And for people who may be wondering, Mr. Kennedy's had a couple of technical issues and he dropped out towards the end of that broadcast. So appreciate Jay's input for tonight's broadcast, and we'll catch up with him next week too. And of course, big thanks to Seb behind the scenes to make all this happen each and every week. We're going to wrap things up now. That was round 9 for Road Atlanta, 32 laps. And of course, it was a dominating effort there from Madison Down. But we're going to wrap things up. A big thanks to, of course, V8 Supercar Fan Group. Without their support, this wouldn't happen. And Direct Clutch Services, of course, thanks to you guys. And of course, V8 Supercar, V8's online superstore. Of course, I'll spit that out because that's coming along soon. So make sure you check out the website when that all happens. We'll wrap things up. Round 9 winner for Road Atlanta. Your winner, Madison Down.